Hey everybody, welcome to Perry TV. We're checking in. It's Monday. This just happened on Judging Freedom with Judge Napolitano 49 minutes ago. We're checking in with the great Scott Ritter, former intelligence analyst, nuclear negotiator, and seeing what he thinks. Let me check the time. It's 1:18 on the Monday, the 13th. Okay, so let's check in and see what Scotty has to say.
War of aggression in the Middle East. He openly condemned past presidents for doing exactly what he has done now. This is one of the dumbest wars ever fought by America, and there are a number of dumb ones we've been involved in. But this one has no basis in legitimacy whatsoever. This is 100% not only a war of choice, but a war.
Well, the war for the weapons of mass destruction, that's up for debate. Trump did not go for that one at all.
National security interests. This is a war on behalf of Israel. 100% pure. That's all it's about.
It's a war on behalf of Israel. Scott, that's his way. That's what he always says.
Netanyahu's nonsense about the fragility of the regime, that if they kill Ali Khamenei, that the regime will collapse, and then everything solves itself. They install a puppet government, and everybody lives happily ever after. But that, of course, is not what happened. Iran showed extreme resilience, and not only in terms of their ability to absorb punishment, but to deliver punishment. And in the end, the United States was compelled to seek a ceasefire. This was a ceasefire that was done at the behest of the United States, to a lesser extent at the behest of Israel. But Donald Trump, and this is something I ask people to do, we need to stop evaluating the current situation in terms of national security, of, defense questions are meaningless in this environment. Meaningless because this has nothing to do with the national defense of the United States. It has nothing to do.
Well, it does have a lot to do. Iran has, through its proxies and IEDs, killed a lot of Americans. I'm not saying that's why you go to war. War is bad.
And because the Trump brand right now needs some burnishing, he can't take blame for what has happened. He needs a fall guy. Enter JD Vance. JD Vance was set up. He was sent to Pakistan to fail. He was set up to ensure, the Iranians were ready to make a deal. There's the deal right there to be made. If you want something good for all parties involved, despite the tragedies taking place, it's there. The Iranians were well prepared. They came in with their teams. They had the notebooks. They had all the arguments laid out, all the facts. JD Vance had nothing except Witkoff and Kushner, who aren't there to do anything other than babysit, to ensure that he, sustains the narrative he's supposed to sustain, which is, we're here, but we're in charge. We have the demands. You get nothing. You don't get to dictate. America is the victorious party. Oh, you don't want to play our game? I'm going home. That was his job. Why? Because now Donald Trump is in a position to ride in and save the day. You see, Trump couldn't come in and do a deal with the Iranians, because that would have to admit that he made a mistake, that we lost, that he was yielding. But now JD Vance has fumbled. JD Vance couldn't close the deal. Donald Trump, the great deal maker, will. This is his plan. The problem for Trump is the Iranians aren't playing that game. They're not going to yield. They're not going to do anything. There's a deal to be made there, but it's going to require the United States eat some humble pie. And when we're dealing...
Yeah, Donald J. Trump ain't going to eat no humble pie, Scott. That's the problem. Anyway, thanks for watching. You got to have... We do both sides. Got to have Scott Ritter's sorry about that. You must have Scott Ritter's opinion, or it ain't the day. Have a good one. Please support the channel.